First, we have created the bank account master, and in bank account master we have classified our uh, check payment method. I mean the check setup, we have seen it, and we are creating the checks, and we are receiving one error stating the check number is not fixed. Okay, so at here, as I have early said, so we have two different type of checks in under check setups. One is the free, another one is fixed. Okay, so if the check setup is fixed, then you need to create the check numbers for those particular bank account. If the check number is free, in that case it will not allow you to create the check number. You have to manually enter during the transaction. Okay, so let me quickly create one more bank account in this particular instant, and we will see how it would be triggered. Okay, so let me create a new bank account. So for creation of bank account master, we will navigate cash and bank accounts, bank accounts. Okay, so let me quickly create one more bank account. So at here I am updating the bank. Okay, so at here I have updated the bank account and the bank account number. So there are two bank accounts. So what is the difference between bank account and bank account number? So this bank account is nothing but it's the unique key of this particular master. Okay, you can update manually. Okay, and this bank account is the bank account of the respective bank. Okay, after that we will map the main account, and after that we have defined our currency. If we are doing multiple currency, we will enable this particular toggle as yes. Okay, so now this particular result, it's stating that this particular main account is already used for this particular bank. So if you want to utilize for this particular bank also, you can utilize it. It's just a warning message, it was triggering. Okay, so we will click on save, and the record will be saved. Okay, now we have created D0001 bank account, and in for this particular bank account, so we have not given any additional payments and this kind of thing, nothing we have configured. We will see more in detail. So let me go back to the setup, check, and at here I have said that we have two different methods, check number methods. One is free, another one is fixed. So let's see the free one. So I'm selecting the US check format, and let me give the 85.98 is the check paper length. Okay, and rest all the details which we have discussed yesterday, like if you want to pop up the bank account information, bank name, bank number, company name, company logo. Okay, you need to make enable this particular toggle. Okay, and similarly the mark codes, like you may have the ABC codes for the ABC classification will be there. So based on ABC classification you can give the codes. Okay, otherwise you can give the MICR line. MICR line is nothing but if see the your check at the bottom of the bottom center line, there will be an line with the numbers. So that is the MICR line number. Okay, so if you want to generate auto generate, you can click on this one, and you can make it the leading zeros, and you can specify how it will be. Okay, you can specify over here. Okay, so currently I'm not printing this MICR line. Why? Because it is predefined in the existing checks, so no need to print again. Okay, and similarly if you want to define any check related to signatures, like for example if it is more than respective amount, then it should go to the signature for the approval. So you can trigger over here with the help of these two signature column. Okay, and you can define the company logo over here. Yesterday we have attached the one of the company logo by clicking on over here, change, and from browse you can attach the logo 03 which we have attached yesterday. Okay, let me save it. Now this check number is free. Okay, so if I let me go to check again, you can see, let me print the check test report. Okay, 92.8. So this paper length, it depends on your check, how the check size is, and based on that it need to be customized by from your developer. Okay, it's not unique check for all the countries, it's differ from country by country. As I have shown you, currently we are utilizing the uh, A4 size checks. We have A4, we have letter, we have check leaves, even we have small checks also. Even if I have that one, I can showcase you. Just give me a minute, let me show you if I'm having or not. Look, I have stored somewhere. I'll show you that one. I will share you a check leaf, small check leaf in the chart session later of this particular session. So once you have saved this particular record, so the check has been designed for the free. Now, if I make any transaction for this particular bank, okay, so let me go to the accounts payable, payment, vendor payment journal. Okay, so if I'm making a check payment for any of respective vendor with this particular bank, so let's see, I'm going to the vendor payment lines. Okay, so let me select any one vendor, like for example AXE123. Okay, and let me enter the amount as 500. Okay, 5000, and let me select the method of payment as check, and let me select the bank account. So at here I'm selecting the bank account as D001. Okay, so I have selected the bank account as D001. Now, after updating this particular information, like my offset account is already mapped and my method of payment is already mapped. Okay, so at here, now if I click on generate payment to generate check, okay, so I have selected the method of payment as G check. and at here I am selecting the same respective bank account, that is D001. Okay, and I have clicked on OK. So once I have clicked on OK, unknown export format. So the error why it's giving unknown export format. So if I go to this particular check payment method, so we have to define the check payment method export. So currently we don't have export format for this one. So let's see another one. One minute. In this instance, currently which I have opened, in that the check format is not available. Okay, so because of that it's throwing error. So I have opened in another instance. So let's try over here. Even we have tested the check payment method in this particular instance only. So let me navigate now. So before going to the method of payment, so let's see our cash and bank account. So this is the bank account I am using, FGB daily check, and this is, you can see this check method is free. Okay, you can able to see the check method is showing as free, and the paper length is already defined under the check layout. If you see the paper length, everything is defined. Now when my check method is free, so if I do transaction, so how it will look like, so let's see that. So I'm going to the accounts payable, vendor payment journal. So at here I'm creating new vendor payment journal, vpay lines. So let me select any one of the vendor, like for example I'm selecting Emacs. Okay, let me give the amount, and at here I'm selecting the method of payment as check. So once I have selected my method of payment, my bank details and offset account is already mapped. Now at here I will click on generate payment. So once I clicked on generate payment, so it will ask the method of payment and the respective bank. So I will select the same check and FGB bank, and I will click on OK. So once I have clicked on OK, so you can see there is a checkbox, and you can see this particular starting from. So at here you can update manually the check number. Like for example, my check number is, let's imagine, 88751. Okay, so I will update my check number 88751, and at here, so for the check method is free, you can update the check number over here by default manually, and after that you will click on OK. So once you have clicked on OK, so what will happen, a check will be generated. So currently you can see at here we have a type called document on top. Okay, so once you clicked on this particular document, and currently it is stating as printer, so I will make it as print on screen, and I will click on OK. So the reason behind this particular document selection, so when you click on document, you can see we have a different kind of documents. One is print archive, screen, printer, file, and email. So currently it is selected as printer. It means that if the printer is available on your network directly, it will be printed. So currently I have selected screen, so that it can be downloaded, it can be open on screen. Okay, and file, the same way file will be downloaded, and email, a email will be triggered to the respective person whom we have defined over here from and to. Okay, so print archive is nothing but there is a temporary form where it will be stored all the print archives on your user, and you can print it from there. So currently I am selecting on screen, and I have clicked on OK. So once I have clicked on OK, the check number what we have entered, it will be mapped against this particular uh, payment line, and the check will be generated. So uh, this is the check method for the free. Okay, so now when you see the fixed payment method, the check number will be auto populated from your master. Okay, and if you try to enter manual check number, it will state that the check number doesn't exist. Okay, this is the check will be printed. Okay, so this is your voucher number, this is the vendor name, and this is the date. Okay, this is the check leaf. At down you can find the check leaf, right? So in that particular check leaf it will find this information. So on above, this information which is populating over here is nothing but that is the remittance against which payment we are making, nothing like the payment advice. Okay, now this payment, I can make the payment for this particular PO, I mean this particular vendor payment, I can make the payment. So once I click on post, what will happen, my transaction will be posted. Okay, so it means that in this respective bank my payment method has been hit. Okay, now let me go back to the bank account. So this is FGB daily, so I can go to the transactions. Okay, so now today we have created one transaction, that is 5,000. You can see that this is the check number which I have given, 88751. Okay, now if I want to cancel this particular check, you can cancel. So we have a different uh, we have different tab. Okay, you can go back, you can see under manage payment you have checks, related information related to checks. So you will go in this particular tab. Okay, now at here you have the check number based on the date. So let me filter with the date over here. Okay, now I have filtered with the date. Now this check, if I want to reprint it, you can see print check copy. If you click on print check copy, and the check will be reprinted. Okay, if you want to reprint the check. If you want to cancel this particular check, then you will select this particular payment, and payment reversal. Okay, you will select the date and you will select the reason why you are reversing it. Okay, and after that you will click on OK. So once you selected the payment reversal code, so automatically this information by default it will be populated, and we will click on OK. So this is the check reversal. Now you can see the check has been reversed. So we have seen the free payment method check. I mean the check method is free, how we will create the transaction. And if we want to reprint the check, we can reprint the check with print check copy. If you want to cancel the check, we will select the payment reversal and we can cancel the check. Okay. So all the cancel check also will be tracked under cash and bank management, under inquiries and report. Okay. Under check, sorry, under payment reversal you will have check. So at here, whatever reversal you have done, it will be displayed over here. Like for example, our check number was 88751. Let me make new to old, then we can see. So this is our check number which has been cancelled. Okay, so this is a check which we have created and we have made the payment, and then we have reprinted the check and we have cancelled. Now let's see the fixed payment method. So I have the example real-time bank which is configured with the fix. So let me navigate. Okay, so in this particular cash and bank management bank account, okay, so at here I have CBD 1335. Okay, so this is the bank account, and if I go to the setup, check layout, and you can see the check method is fix. Okay, the check number method is fix, and already we have predefined the paper length, and we have selected the we have already selected the uh, check form, and this check form is customized. Okay, this is not the standard, this is the customized one. Okay, now if I go back, okay, so at here I have to define the check numbers, right? So under manage payment, so if I go to the checks, okay, you can see these are the check numbers which is already defined. Let me show you the status with open. Let me do one thing. Okay, now you can see the check status is created, and you can see this is my check number, and this is the status as created, and you can see the amount is 0. Okay, now let me make Z to A. Okay, now the check number highest is 13516. So if I want to create additional check, so what I will do, so I will make the continuation of this particular check number, right? So I will just copy this particular check number. I will click on create check, Okay, now you can see the next starting from 13517, it's by default it's coming. So in case if you want to modify, you can modify the digit 1 or 2 like that. Okay, and how many checks you want, like for example I want 10 checks. So if you will enter as 10 quantity and you will click on OK, then the check will be generated. Okay, like for example at here you can see I have just entered the quantity as 10 and this is my check starting from, and I have clicked on OK. So once I have clicked on OK, now you can see from 17 to 26 it has been generated the checks, and I can utilize these checks. Okay, now the check payment method will be, the check number method is fixed and the rest all the configuration is same for the check. And additionally we will create the check numbers for the method of payment is fixed. Now if I make transactions, so let me go to the accounts payable, vendor payment journal. Okay, so let me make a new payment. So at here let me select any one vendor, like for example at here I'm selecting vendor as one of the vendor, and I'm giving the amount, and let me select the method of payment as check. CD is nothing but current dated check. Okay, now I'm generating the method of payment. Generate, method of payment is CDC, and let me select my respective bank, that is CBD 1335. Okay, so after clicking OK, now you can see the check number is auto populated. It's this form, this from button is non-editable. Okay, so it means that the check number is auto picking from my check master which we have created. Okay, so that is the difference between free method and fixed method. Okay, so if I click on OK, now the check will be generated. So we have received error message, so let's see. Okay, the error message stating that we have not selected the department and the project dimension. So in this particular legal entity, so department and project dimension is mandatory. So let me select the department, project. Now let me generate CDC. You can see the check number is auto generated, and it is this from button is non-editable. So let me click on OK. You can see I'm not able to find the path for printer, so that was the reason it's giving that particular error message. So this is the payment advice. Okay, the check is not printed on the front end. The reason behind is it was tagged as printer and it's directly sent to the printer, and printer is not available, so we are not able to print it. Okay, now you can see the check payment status is sent, and now I can post this particular transaction. Okay, so this is the fixed payment method, fixed check number method. So I believe you now you know the difference between the check number method is free. So what will happen if it is fixed? So what will happen? Okay, in fixed the number field is by default picked from the check number master which is available. Okay, and you can see the from button is disabled. The check number is auto populating over there, fetching from the master. If it is free, then you have a right to enter the check number manually in the from button, from text box while generating the check. So that is the difference. Okay. And also we have seen the check reversal and how we can do the check reprinting. So let me demonstrate once again. So for that we will go to the cash and bank account. Okay, and then we will go to the manage payment. First we will select the bank, manage payment, and we will go to the related information check. Okay, so at here it will display all the check numbers. So let me copy this particular check number 13033. So this is the check number which we have created now. Okay, now for this particular check, if I want to reprint, so I will go to the check reprint, copy, and if you click on that particular one, the layout doesn't exist, you can leave it. That is the configuration of based on the method. Okay, so if you want to cancel this particular check, you will go to the payment reversal and you will select the specific payment reason, and you can see at here we have a for reversal also there is a approval matrix is there. Okay, now you can see when I select the payment reversal, you can see there is a journal name column over here. So when we reverse in another legal entity, there is no reversal workflow is there. Now you can see when I am making a reversal, so at here posting reversal, I need to do check reversal. Uh, I mean check reversal. It will submit it to respective department to reverse to post the reversal of the check. Okay, so at here you will select that respective journal and you will click on OK. Now what will happen, you can see the check status is pending cancel. It means that still this particular check is not cancelled. Okay, so these kind of checks, they will have a workflow, and the respective person can review and post the reversal. Okay, so where this pending for approval, where it is available is in the same, if you go to the cash and bank payment reversal check, so at here you will find that respective check pending for cancel, sorry, there is a payment reversal approval is there, right? So there are two different tabs. One is the payment reversal approval, check reversal. So at here you will find that respective check. Okay, so you can see this is the check which we have generated now. So we will go to the lines. Okay, and after reviewing this information you can click on post. So once you have clicked on post, what will happen, the respective check status will be changed to cancel. Now you can see I have posted the reversal. Okay, now if I go back, now I am going back to the same bank account. Let me select the respective bank, check information, and now you can see the check status is changed to cancel. Okay, so any doubt on this particular check method, free and fix check number method? Okay, if there is no doubt, so let's proceed further. So let me demonstrate another concept in this particular bank, that is uh, any doubt?
So there is the check status called voided. What is
Voided is nothing but cancel.
then cancelled is also showing no name.
See, cancel will show as that one. So once you have done the reconciliation, the check status will change to voided. Okay, they are still we didn't do the reconciliation, right? So that was the reason.
Yes.
Okay, now let me demonstrate another concept called deposit slip. Okay, so the term deposit slip, you can understand in olden days we have SBI bank, we used to go over there and we used to make the deposit, and they used to provide one slip as a customer receipt as you have made this much deposit. In similar way, in Dynamics also we have a concept called deposit slip. Okay, like for example, if customer given the check and the check has been deposited or he has directly deposited in the bank, okay, so in that case we have a concept called deposit slip. So how we can do that one? So for that we will go to the account receivable payments. Okay, at here receipt journal is nothing but the customer payment journal. The terms differ to the depends on the localization and the country. Okay, in some country they call as customer payment journal, in some countries they call as receipt journal. Okay, so when there anyone asks kindly generate one receipt journal, even in interview they may ask how you generate the receipt journal. So you should able to answer receipt journal is nothing but the customer payment journal. Okay, and you have to remember this particular path. Under the payments you will find the receipt journal or customer payment journal, both are same. Okay, so at here let me create a new payment receipt payment journal. So I need to recreate one of the journal for this particular legal entity. So let me quickly create. So for the receipt journal, I mean the for customer payment journal, so what will be the payment type? I mean the journal type will be, anyone answer? What will be the journal type for the customer payment?
It's customer payment only.
Customer payment only. Okay. And let me quickly create new voucher series for this particular one. So for I'm creating new voucher series for this particular payment. Right button, view details, add new. Okay, I just prepared one payment journal and I'm mapping this particular payment journal, this particular voucher series. Okay, uh, now so let me select CP, that is cust pay. Let me go to the lines. Okay, now at here I will select the customer. So let me select any one customer like Camellia Flowers. Okay, and at here I'm giving the amount. So customer will always in the credit. So I have given 1500. So at here I am selecting the method of payment as wire or check, any one. Okay, so let me select the bank account, bank FGB dialing. Okay, and at here I am giving the payment reference number as 4151. Okay, so once you have updated this particular payment reference, you have used as a deposit slip. So there is a check box will be available in this particular column. So you will check this particular check box and you will post this particular transaction. So once you clicked on post this particular transaction, so before that mm, okay, so let me post this particular transaction. Okay, now after posting you can see from function you have a deposit slip. So if you click on this particular deposit slip, a deposit slip will be generated. So at your date will be today's date, and you will click on OK, and this is the deposit slip which is generated, and if you click on OK, it will be printed on your screen. Okay, now you can see this is the deposit slip which has been deposited by the customer. Okay, now even you can track this deposit slip in your cash and bank management. Okay, for that you will go to the cash and bank management. Okay, bank account, and you can select the respective bank, that is FGB Daily. And if you go to the same manage payment deposit slips, you can track that respective payment. Okay, so if you want to cancel this one, you can simply click on cancel payment, and at here you will select the respective reason. Okay, and you will click on OK. Now you can see when I'm cancelling in this particular transaction, this particular legal entity, DH legal entity, it was not asking for the journal name for the approval. Okay, now I will click on OK to cancel this particular payment. For this, there is one toggle button which is available in the parameter, in cash and bank parameter. So based on that, it will be triggered. So let me show you that under cash and bank management. So we have to go set up cash and bank management parameter. Okay. Now at here, uh, you can see there is use review process for the deposit slip cancellation. So if you enable this one, it is for deposit slip, and this one also for the check. So if you enable this particular toggle as yes, then what will happen, this particular toggle, when you make any payment reversal, like if you are making check reversal, then it will be go for pending for approval, I mean pending for cancellation status. Once you have cancelled, the check status will be cancelled. Okay, so you will enable these two. Now if I recreate one more transaction for deposit slip, and now you can see it will go for the pending for cancellation. So once you have posted, the check status will be cancelled. Now let me go to the customer payment journal, that is receipt journal. So let me recreate the one more deposit slip, new line. So here I am selecting the customer payment lines. So let me select any other customer. Okay, let's select the same customer. Enter the amount in credit. So here I'm selecting the method of payment as check. I'm selecting the bank and bank account. See at here, when I select the method of payment check, you can see this information is not auto populating. The reason behind is, if you go to the check method of payment, at here nothing has been mapped. So that was the reason we are selecting manually. Okay, now let me give the payment reference number and use deposit slip checkbox as yes. Then I will go to the post button to post this particular deposit slip. Okay, so once I have posted this particular transaction, then I can go to the functions. From function we have a deposit slip, so we'll click on this particular deposit slip, and we will click on OK, and we will click on once again OK to showcase in the front end of that particular report. So this is the deposit slip which is generated now. So any question on the check generation and the deposit slip concept?
No, Gautam.
It is both are straightforward. In check number you have two different formats for generation of check. So that is the thing you have to remember. Why? Because in interview they may ask what is difference between check number method free and fixed. So you should able to answer. For free we will update the check number manually. For fixed we have already defined the check number master. Okay, and they may ask you how you will generate checks. I mean how you will create new checks for the free fixed, for the fixed number method. So what you will say, you will go to the cash and bank management and you will go to the bank account. You will select the respective bank. Under manage tab you will have checks. Okay, under this particular checks you will click on create checks and you will give the starting number of that check and number of quantity and you will click on OK. So this is the check number generation. But to check, I mean to create the check number master, so we should able to, I mean we should define our check method, check number method as fixed. You should be aware about that one. Okay, so once this is done, so I mean once we have there is a payment reversal we have seen, check reversal we have seen. Now we have seen the deposit slip and deposit slip reversal. So we have just enabled one parameter, right? So let us quickly reverse that particular deposit slip, then we will go for the reconciliation. FGB daily manage payment. So this is the deposit slip which we have generated for 15,000. Now let me select this particular 15,000, cancel payment. Now you can see the journal name is enabled, previously which is not enabled, and now you can see it was asking me to select some other journal name for this particular type. Okay, so currently I'm not creating this particular journal name for procedure of further. Okay, the same how we have created over that, the same way we will create here also. Okay, so once the deposit slip has been cancelled, okay, so next we have reconciliation. So even in interview they may ask you about the reconciliation questions and how we will configure. Okay, so there are two different way of reconciliation which can be done in the cash and bank management. The one way is manual reconciliation. For manual reconciliation we will directly go to the cash and bank management bank account. Okay, and we will select the respective bank, and after that we will go to the reconcile. There is a reconcile tab over here on top, you can see. So we'll go to the reconcile and we'll go to the account reconciliation. Okay, so at here once you have reached over here, I believe you can see up to 2023 these all are unreconciled account. Reconcile, nothing is been done. Okay, so at here what we have to do, we will click on new. Okay, and you give the end date, month end date. Like for example I'm giving the month end date as 31st Jan. Okay, and you will give the statement name, I mean the statement related to which period you will mention. Okay, and you will give the ending balance. Let's imagine my ending balance was 34,000. Okay, and after that if you go to the transactions, so what will happen, it will show all the transaction record over here. Now you can see we have given the balance as 34,000 and you can see we have 420. Okay, so if you check this particular clear button, the check will be cleared. Now you can see the 730 790.5 is your balance. Okay, if this particular transaction is not related to this particular statement, it is not included, in that case you will not clear this particular check. Okay, and in case if you have any new transaction, like for example definitely we will have a new transactions during this particular phase, So what we will do, we will create those journal entries. Okay, like for example, you can imagine I have a 370.5 has my total transactional charges during that particular period. So what I will do, I will go to the uh, journal journal entries. Okay, so at here I will create a new journal entry. Like for example, at here I am giving the journal lines. I just disable the workflow journal lines. Okay, so at here I want to book the charges for the month of January. So I will first select the date of January, and at here instead of account type as ledger, I will select the respective bank. Okay, let me re-explain. So we will go to the journal. Okay, so at here I will click on new to create new journal, and after selecting the journal.
Sir,
The
screen is
screen is
not
not responsive.
Okay, sorry. Okay, after selecting the journal, I will go to the lines, and at here I will select my respective bank. Okay, and at here I will select my respective bank account, that is ADCB, which I have selecting over here. Okay, after pressing tab, so you can provide the description. Charges for the month of Jan 2025. Let me select the date as January date, as these are the charges which are booking on the January month. Okay, so after updating the description, date, and the selecting the respective bank, you will update the amount. I mean, you will update the uh, value over here. So let's see how much is the charges which we have. So just duplicate the tab, cash and bank account, transactions. So I have difference of 370.5. Okay, let me make as 365.5. And at here in ledger, At here you will select the respective bank charges account. Okay, so after selecting this particular respective bank charges account, and at here the bank charges will be credited and respective bank will be debited, and you can post this particular transaction. So once you have posted this particular transaction, the transaction will be for the charges has been posted for the January month. And if I go back to my bank reconciliation account reconciliation form, so if I refresh this particular page, you can see this is the transaction which we have booked it. Okay, now at here you can see the cleanup unreconciled value is 370.5. so this particular value you may have at here so many transactions related to your customer payment, your vendor payment. Those transactions will appear over here. So currently I'm appearing very less. You can see this is one of the payment which is received. You can click on more voucher on this particular one to view what was the exact transaction. So you can see this is the bank charges of 420 which were recorded on January 25. Okay, now in case if I have updated wrongly, okay, then what I can do, I can mark all the transaction for settle. Okay, so at here I have the difference of 420. So let us make 420 this one. Now let me go back to the transaction. One minute. 34,000 less 420, 33,580. Yeah. So I just updated this modified ending balance. Usually we will have a statement, and statement record you can see the closing balance. Based on that you will update. So currently, to demonstrate for your purpose, so what I did, I just modified the ending balance so that the balance of this particular unreconciled to be 0. Okay, so at here you may have multiple transactions related to your payment, customer payment, your vendor payment transaction will also populate in this particular form, and based on that your net amount will be calculated. Okay, so at here even you may have the future transactions, I mean which is not included in your reconciliation statement, I mean your account statement. So you will clear this particular checkbox based on the transaction which is available in your bank account. Okay, during that bank account statement during that particular month. If the transaction is not applicable during that particular statement, it means that this transaction will be realized in the next month. Okay, so at here after checking this particular clear button, and based on that your unreconciled balance will become 0. Okay, so once your unreconciled balance is 0, after that you will click on reconcile account. Okay, so once you click on reconcile account, the account will be reconciled. Okay, now you can see at here I am getting a pop-up that cannot reconcile the bank statement with the date 2025. The prior bank statement 1/31/2025 has been not reconciled. So it means the reconciliation will be done on monthly basis, and it is a continuous process on every month. It's a periodic activity. Okay, so if you have not done, so what will happen, it will throw you error message stating that this is not yet done, so I cannot reconcile the next one. So if I try to reconcile this one, then definitely it will say that my December. Okay, so before that it is already done. So if I click on, if I go back to this particular transaction, you can see it is cleared. Okay, there is a 90 fills is the difference. So let me change this particular 90 to 0. Okay, so if I post this particular bank reconciliation, you can see the account has been reconciled. So this is the message which you will receive if you click on reconcile account. Okay, so currently if I am doing reconciliation for 2025, again it will throw error that my Feb 2025 is not yet reconciled. You can see transaction. If I click on account reconcile, you can see the Feb 2021 is not reconciled. Okay, so until I reconcile my prior months, so I cannot reconcile my current period month. Okay, so that is the difference. So now once you clicked on reconciliation, I mean account reconcile, you can see there is a reconciliation date will be populated, and if you go to the transactions, and if you can also print the reconciliation summary. Okay, so this reconciliation summary we are checking on which date. So based on that particular date, it will show you how much account we have, how much transactions we have cleared, how much is my unsettled transaction, how much is my open transaction. It will be displayed. So currently let me show you in another entity. Okay, like you can see this transaction is clear. We have different transactions. Let me click on account reconcile. Now the account has been reconciled. Now if I go to the print reconciliation summary, so I am running this particular reconciliation summary as of today. Let me enable this all reconciliation summary, this all toggle, and if I click on OK, now you can see this is my reconciliation summary report which is generated. So I am checking with this particular date. So this is my bank account name, and the statement date, and the statement reconciliation date. Okay, so this is my opening balance, and this is my transaction balance, and this is my closing balance, and ending balance is as of today. How much is the ending balance? It will be checked. So based on that, if I have unreconciled any transaction, you can see unclear transaction in detail. Unclear transaction is nothing but the transaction which we have done for that particular bank account basis, but it's not yet reconciled. So that is unclear transactions. Okay, so there is no unclear transactions, so that was the reason there is nothing is there. If I'm having unclear transaction, then in that case this particular amount will be increased. Okay, so this is the manual reconciliation. So if you have any doubt on this particular manual reconciliation, please let me know. Okay, so if there is no doubt on the manual reconciliation, then let's proceed for the advanced reconciliation. So advanced reconciliation, so how we will configure inside the Dynamics and how we will utilize it. Okay, so for that, let me go back to the home. Okay, first we will go to the cash and bank management. Under setup, we have advanced bank reconciliation setup. So we will go to the advanced bank reconciliation setup, bank statement format. So at here we will define our bank statement format. Okay, at here our bank statement format is MT 940 format. Okay, So this is the file type you will define, and you will select this particular file type. We have different file type of importing the bank statement which Microsoft Dynamics offers. Let me show you. So you can see this is the different file format. I thought to show you the list, but let me show you in another way. Yeah, sorry. You can see we have three different file formats. One is MT940, ISO 20202 standard, BAI2. So these are the three different bank statement format which currently utilizing and which can be easily integrated with Dynamics. Okay, now at here mostly we will use MT940 format. So most of the banks will can provide this particular format to us. So based on that we can import the transaction. Okay, now so this file configuration we need to set up in one or two places. For that, first we will go to the bank statement format and we will define our bank statement format. So this is one. Second, we need to import the design. So for that, we will go to the home page and we will have a concept called electronic reporting over here. Where is E? Okay, you will go to the electronic reporting. So after that, going to the electronic reporting, you will create a new configurational provider by clicking on this particular configurational provider. Okay, you will click on new and you will give the domain name. Okay, as you can see at here I have given the domain name as this. Okay, after giving the domain name, a record will be created over here. After that, you will go to the repositories. Under this repositories, so you will have data warehouse and operational resource. So at here in data, this one data reverse, you will click on open. Okay, it's not opening. Let me opening the operational. Yeah, so at here what you will do, you will import all the, so import all is there, right? You will simply click on import all.
So import all, what it will do, it will import whatever the formats you have, like you, whatever the reports you have, so everything will be imported. And similarly there is a bank statement also, like for example if I scroll over here, uh, bank. I don't have access. That was the error it was giving. Okay. Actually, I am not having access for this one data errors. Otherwise, I can showcase you that particular configuration, how to do that particular. It's a very straightforward. We will import all. So after clicking import all, that particular format will be shown. Okay. I will share you this particular document. You can go through that. It's very easy, straightforward. Okay. So this is the second step, and the third step is we will go to the bank transaction reconciliation matching rule. So this is the third step. So in reconciliation matching rule, so we will define our matching rule over here. Like for example, at here, if you want to define the matching rule based on amount, so I am clicking on new matching rule based on amount. So you will give the same name, code and amount. Okay. So at here you will match with amount with difference. So how much penny difference if you want to provide, you can give the difference amount over here. Okay, like for example maximum difference you can give as 10. Okay, match document is not required, payment reference is not required. Okay, so additional criteria if you want to add, so you can add equal to over here, like for example field amount should be equal, and so the field like amount field, you can select the same amount field. So this is the criteria. So similarly you can add multiple criteria, like I have added for the amount. Similarly you will add another criteria for the amount plus reference. Okay, you can give the amount plus reference, amount and reference as a field. Okay, and you will give the amounts with different, and similarly document number or payment reference number you will enable it. Okay, so similarly you will create like that criteria, and once you have created this particular criteria, so you have defined the matching rules. Okay, so once you have defined the matching rule, so you can see, you can go to the next step, that is reconciliation matching rule set. Okay, so at here in this particular reconciliation matching rule set, so we will click on new, and we will give new matching rule set as demo. Okay, so in this particular matching rule set, so at here we will select the respective matching rule. Like for example, if we have defined main account plus reference, and you have to make sure that particular matching rules is activated. Okay, so let me activate this one. So it has been activated. So once you have defined this matching rule set, so up to here your your 60% configuration of advanced reconciliation is done. So there are another two more steps is there. So let us configure that also. So for that we will go to the cash and bank account. Okay, so let us select one of the bank like FAB, FADAB, sorry, FADB. So for this particular bank account, you have to make sure any manual account reconciliation is there or not. If any account reconciliation is there, I mean manual reconciliation is there, then it will not allow you to proceed further. Okay, so that is one. So either you need to delete this one, or you need to do reconcile this one. Okay, so let's imagine I'm making deletion of this one. If I want to delete this one, first I need to do unreconcile this one. So let me go to the transaction. You can see still there are some transactions are there which is not done yet. Okay, so with this particular main account I cannot do any reconciliation. So let's check any other. Okay, nothing is there. Okay, the first step is we will see any account reconciliation, anything is created and which is in draft or which is unreconciled or not. If there is no unreconciled transactions or unreconciled account is there, then we can create with this particular transaction. Now let us go a step back. So that is one. Second thing, if you scroll down, we have reconciliation tab. In this particular reconciliation tab, we will click on advanced bank account as yes. Okay, and you will select use confirm, use bank statement as confirmation, and at here you will select the respective bank statement format, that is MT940, and at here you will reverse debit credit mark. So you will check this particular toggle button as yes. The reason behind why we need to check this particular toggle button as yes, in some of the statement, the I mean, like for example, now what we are doing while doing the vendor payment, what we are doing, we are debiting the our vendor and we are creating our bank. Okay, but if you see in your bank statement, you will see the payment has been debited from your respective bank. Okay, so the reversal as per to the your transaction, for that purpose we should be enable this particular toggle as yes. Okay, similar to the customer transaction. So after enabling this thing, you can default the matching rule set by default over here by selecting this particular toggle as yes, and you can do that, or for manual purpose you can run it manually. Now after saving this particular record, then our 100% configuration for the advanced bank reconciliation is done. Okay, now after saving this particular record, so you should have the MT940 format. So let me show you some sample 940 format. Okay, so this is one of the MT940 format, okay, which I have opened in front of you. Okay, now you can see at here, this is number 25 is there, right? This is my account number, okay, and this is the statement number, okay, and you can see this is the amount up to here. This is my decimal amount, okay, and this is my currency. AED is my currency, okay. Now you can see we have 61 86 61 86 61 86 over here, line numbers mentioning as 61. 61 is nothing but this is your transaction date, and this is the payment, this is the payment reference number, and this is your amount over here, this is the amount, so it is populating over here, okay. Sorry, so this is your payment reference number, and this is your payment along with the decimal, okay. So this information for each line level, it is populating over here, okay. So each line having the individual payment reference number 81 86 like that, 61 86. So after seeing at the end, you can see this is my closing balance, okay. This is my closing balance over here, and this particular closing balance will be appear in my bank statement. Now after, based on this particular document, now you can see I have the this is my bank account number has 15, okay. Now let us go to the bank. So this is the 18, right? So have for 15, let us change the bank account number to 18. Let me copy this particular bank account number and let me place it over here, okay. So I just modify the bank account number over here. So let me save this particular record in known place. Okay, now I have saved this particular record. Now if you go to the cash and bank management, okay, under cash and bank management you will have bank statement reconciliation. So at here you will go to the bank statement, you will click on import statement with multiple banks, or you can select with respective bank directly. So at here I am selecting the bank as FAB 18. You can see by default it is populating as FAB 18, okay. The reason behind, for this particular bank we have enabled the advanced bank reconciliation, okay. So after that we will click on browse, and at here we will select our respective bank statement, and you will click on upload, okay. So once you have clicked on upload, you will click on OK. A statement record will be imported and it will be displayed over here. Now you can see a statement record has been created and the status is open, okay. And if you open this particular statement account, 362, so this is the statement, and now you can see the debit and credit, okay. So you can see each and every information over here which is booked. Now after that you will click on validate, Once the validation is done, you can click on post. Now the statement is posted. It means that the statement is ready for the do the reconciliation. Now for after that statement validation, we will go to the bank account statement, bank reconciliation. So at here I will click on new. Now you can see at here in this particular drop down I can select FAB 18. So once I have selected the respective bank account, now the statement information which will be populated over here. Okay, after that we will click on this worksheet. Now you can see in worksheet, so on your left side and right side we have two different things. One is the bank account statement transaction and bank transactions. Okay, and similarly you can see the match transactions, and similarly if you have any bank statement transaction details, you can view it over here. Now in this particular screen, what we will do, we will click on run matching rule. Okay, and at here we have our predefined matching rule as demo, and after that we will click on OK. So based on our matching rule, so what will happen, it will run that particular rule base, and it will be matched based on my account number, I mean my voucher number and my payment reference number. Now you can see there is no match is happening. The reason behind is we are at 2024 and already this 2023 this record has been done, the reconciliation is done. Okay, so that was the reason, that is one reason. And second reason, the same voucher number, say the same document number, it's not finding in this particular bank account. The reason behind is this: we have changed the bank account number as 18 and this particular transaction record is not available on that particular date. Okay, I'm just showcasing you as an example how it will work. So once you have clicked on mark, after matching it, you will click on mark as reconcile, then the reconciliation statement will be generated. Okay, so I'm just running the matching rule directly over here. Okay, in case if you want to reverse the reconciliation, you will click on here reverse reconciliation, and after reverse reconciliation you can delete this one. Okay, and again you can go back to the statement. Again you can reopen this particular statement by clicking on this is confirmed, right? You open this particular statement, reverse statement, and you will click on reopen, and the again status will be open status. And in case if you want to re-import, so you can delete this particular statement. Okay, and you will click on new again, and you will select the respective bank account, and again you will import it. Okay, let me import, click on OK. You have any doubts so far?
Sir, I think manual reconciliation is easier than advanced.
Compared to manual reconciliation, automation is easy. Let me give you an example. Now in manual reconciliation, you are checking that clear button manually. Like for example, if you have 5,000 transaction in your statement for that particular month, for each transaction you click manually. Imagine the time consuming for 5,000 records. Okay, now when you come to this particular automation, so we have defined different criteria. We have given the based on amount equal to amount. Okay, if your statement amount matching with your this particular amount, okay, what will happen, it will automatically mark as clear. Okay, similarly we have defined different criteria based on the amount plus reference. Okay, so if your amount and reference in your statement and in your bank account, in your bank transaction, both are matching, it will by default it will mark as clear. Okay, so imagine in 5000 transaction, if you are clearing manually one by one, in that if it is reducing to 500 lines which you are manually doing, so it means that your 50% work is I mean your 60% work is automated, right?
Yes, sir.
So it is reducing time, it's not too much risk, but the steps are little bit more high, but compared to see the automation, it's very less. Okay, so I'm able to showcase you up to over here in the once the statement is confirmed and how we will go to the reconciliation. So I will do one more thing in our next class, I mean on Monday. I will prepare for you a scenario for this one. Okay, so we will see how this particular things will be done. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Gautam, a small doubt. If in the reconciliation process, if there is any difference between credit and debits, it will do automatically, or we need to do manually then
see if the
in automatic
see
process?
in automatic posting, if doesn't match, even if the amount is, that depends. Like for example, if we have defined the criteria maximum 10 per 10 rupees has a difference. Okay, if my plus or minus 10 is also is there, it will push to the clearing account. Okay, it means as marked as clear. If it is more than 10 or more than 0.01, whatever the criteria you have defined in the matching rule set. Okay, so this is the match. I will show you where we will define that particular criteria. Advanced bank reconciliation. So at here I have defined as 10. Okay, so it will take plus or minus 10 and it will make it as clear. If it is more than that, so what will happen, it will stop over there, that record will be unclear. We need to clear it by force, by manual clear. I'm manually clearing that.
Okay.
Okay, like for that was the reason I'm giving an example. If we have 5000 transaction record in one statement during that particular month, if 4500 record is getting cleared by automation, then 500 making manual clearation, it will take hardly maximum 1.5 hour 2 hour to clear those transactions, right?
Yes.
If you go with the 5000 transaction to clear manually, you can imagine it will take for whole day.
Yes.
Okay, I will do one thing. I will create some sample records and we will see a complete reconciliation process with the advanced bank reconciliation in our next session. Okay, so that is the complete cash and bank management. Mostly you will work on it. Okay, we have some treasury management, that is different conceptual, where you will have loans in the inside the business. Okay, so for that you will have a inside it here there is a different module will be feature will be enabled as treasury management, and inside that you will have a letter of guarantee, letter of credits will be utilized. Okay, like for example, you will provide some guarantee to bank to get the loan. Okay, for that for that conceptual purpose, this letter of guarantee, letter of credit will be utilized over here. Okay, that conceptual is completely under the treasury management module, not in the bank and management. Okay, but it is interlinked with your bank. Okay,
Okay. Gautam.
so this is the complete cash and bank management module. So if you have any doubt, please raise it. I will re-demonstrate this advanced reconciliation in the next session by creating some sample record in this particular instance. Okay.
Okay, Gautam. Gautam, in simple, cash and bank management is mostly about payments and reconciliations, right?
Mostly about not payments and reconciliation. We have gone through the, see, we have made the payments in vendor and
Yeah.
as well as in the customer. Okay, so we have
Yes,
selecting
yes.
directly method of payment. By default the bank account information is populating, and this bank account information is interlinked with your AP and AR module. Okay, and it what
Yes.
kind of payment method you are utilizing from your bank. Either it may be a direct electronic payment, or either it may be a
Electronic.
direct check, or any instrumental is utilizing. Okay, so like that we are making a payments. Okay, so there is a
Okay.
concept called, even your respective payment can also integrated with your direct bank portal. Okay, so that is nothing but
Okay.
directly you are hosting your payment gateway, interconnecting with your dynamics. Okay, that is called, that in other terms we call it as host to host. You are hosting your dynamics and you are hosting your banking portal and connecting together directly. Okay, once you created the payment record, accounts payable payment record of the vendor, and once you clicked on post, it will be triggered directly to your respective bank for approval. Okay, even
Okay.
that is also customization, that is completely integration. Okay, you will find more
Okay. Okay.
integration like that integration tool in futures. It depends on country to country. Okay.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
Gautam. Thank you.
so we will stop the session today over here, and let me I need to import some of the data so that I can demonstrate that particular transaction in our next session for the advanced reconciliation. Okay, if you have any doubt you can raise it. So for each, I forget to say one more thing, for each module we have workspaces. Okay, so you can see for cash and bank we have the bank management. Okay, this is the workspace where you can track each and every bank record, I mean their transaction information, I mean the complete balance information, etc., like that. Additional to that we have analytics is Power BI. So you can see the Power BI dashboards for each and every bank, and how much is your cash flow. You can see each and every detail, you can track it. So this is graphical design to understand. Based on graphical design, your respective head of the departments will be there, right? Like CEO or CEO or CFO, they want to make any decision quickly. So with the help of this Power BI analyticals, they can do that. Okay, this is predefined and inbuilt inside the dynamics, so they can utilize it. Okay, so in demo instance, whatever we are having in that, the Power BI will not work. It's a different, it doesn't work all the automations and every kind of thing. So that was the reason I'm showcasing some other my client user where I have already worked on this particular project, so I'm showcasing that. Usually I should not showcase that, I'm going against and I'm showing to you. Okay.
Okay, Gautam. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and we will see you on Monday. Uh, so tomorrow I have some other work. So tomorrow I need to attend one of the event of PMI. So I won't be available in the morning. Okay.